I want to start off with addressing the elephant in the room, and that is the Fred VanVleet contract. Him being gone is the problem, but him not getting such an absurd deal from our front office is not the problem. I'm not mad that we didn't pay him a 4-year, $160 million deal. That would just be stupid. Kudos to him for his bag in Houston. He's going to get his bag over there over the next few years, and all the credit to him. He's deserved it. Is it a bad contract? Yeah, it's a bad contract, but that's not my problem anymore. He's gone. The biggest problem is we don't have a fucking point guard. That's the biggest problem. We have a point guard, but we're still trying to compete. If we lost Freddie and we were trying to rebuild, it's fine because I don't care if we lost him. We can trade Siakam, we can trade OG, and we're good. We get our assets. We have Scotty, we have Grady Dick, and we're good. The problem is now we're going to try and run fucking pick and rolls with Scotty Barnes and Jakob Poeltl. And all the love in the world at Scotty Barnes, and he's a great prospect. This man is not a point guard, at least not right now. There's the offense, especially that starting lineup. Lord help us, because you can talk about Fred VanVleet struggles as a shooter. You can talk about Freddie having a bad shooting year last year. Scotty and Siakam are now your playmakers. Your point guard is Scotty Barnes, so your spacing and ability to do anything off of screens at the top of the three-point line is gone because you have no three-point shot to respect whatsoever. And you're asking Scotty to go from being a center from half of last year to now being a point guard with no spacing, with a new offensive system, with a new head coach. And the replacement was Dennis Schroeder, who's probably coming off of the bench and is being compared by Raptors fans to Fred VanVleet in terms of his three-point shooting. In what world is Dennis Schroeder an equivalent three-point shooter to Fred VanVleet? I don't give a fuck about their percentages last year. You can tell me they were the same, and they probably were. You cannot tell me that Dennis Schroeder and Fred VanVleet were shooting the same difficulty and same volume of three-point shots last year. They just weren't. There's no argument there. There are two very different levels of shooters there. So Grady Dick might be back. Gary Trent opted in, and Otto Porter's back from injury. So sure, you have three shooters. Our starting lineup has none of them other than Gary Trent and no point guard. How does that offense work? So I really hope that at this point, we finally decide Siakam needs to go, OG needs to go. We reset, Dick's there, Barnes is there, Poeltl's locked up, so whatever, he can stick around. Good to have him, I guess. But losing Freddie and not being able to get Gabe Vincent, not being able to get Javon Carter, that's the biggest loss. It's the fact that we had to rely on Dennis fucking Schroeder being the replacement, who's not even going to start, even though he probably should, so Scotty doesn't look like a fool for the first 10 to 15 games of the season while he's trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing, because no hate on Scotty. It's just a shitty situation to be in. Now we're just stuck on a team that's even more mid than we were last year, just probably as a 12 seed instead of a 9 seed. So hopefully these Siakam to Atlanta rumors have some volition to them, and we can just reset. We can let Malachi Flynn get point guard reps for all I care at this point, even though I've been one of the most harsh critics of him in the Raptors fan world over the last couple of years. But losing Freddie and not getting a valid replacement, that's what shocked us. And hell, if we don't finally decide to rebuild with Freddie gone, it's just